Hi, everybody. I'm Vanna White, without my sequins right now, but you're getting ready to see 30 minutes of behind the scenes of Wheel of Fortune. My favorite letter is E.
Behind
the scenes.
behind
The scenes. Behind
the
scenes.
Welcome to E's 30 Minutes behind the scenes of the #1 game show in America, Wheel of Fortune. In the next half hour, we'll get dressed with Vanna White, learn who picks those cryptic puzzles, and find out what it takes to be a good contestant. Wheel of Fortune is celebrating its 10th year in prime time. The show, based on the childhood game of Hangman, receives 2,000 fan letters a week. Audiences around the world cannot seem to get enough of host Pat Sajak and their favorite letter turner, Vanna White.
Letter turner. They were looking for someone to turn the letters. Really, they were. And I asked Merv after I got the job, over 200 other women, thank you, Merv, why he picked me. And he said, because I turn the letters better than anyone else.
Vanna, of course, is a major American success story. That somebody came out and looked very pretty and turned letters and became that famous. I mean, she's really an American institution herself.
White and Sajak keep the show moving with their friendly rapport. Though the two claim never to have had an argument, their first meeting was less than relaxed.
I was very nervous. It was my audition for the show. My knees were shaking, my mouth was quivering, I could hardly talk, my mouth was so dry, I felt like I just felt so nervous because I wanted the job so badly. But he made me feel very comfortable.
I heard something knocking. I thought perhaps a car was misfiring out back. She was among all the women who did tapes with me, so Merv could look at the interplay between us. She was by far the most nervous, and I remember saying to the staff afterwards, it seemed like a very nice woman, very personable and fun, and obviously very attractive. It's too bad she's so scared, but Merv Griffin was able to see through that and thought she'll get over that soon enough, and she did, and now she's, as you know, very polished in interview situations and personal appearances.
Hey! Oh no! What happened to the makeup? It's being put on now. I show up at noon with no makeup. I go into makeup, and he takes about 30 to 45 minutes to do my makeup. What do I do on the weekend? Yeah. I sit in this chair, I get makeup, and then I go out there and turn letters.
Wow.
Always on the weekend.
Always on the weekend?
Yep.
Why is that?
I don't know. We've been doing the weekend for 10 years now. Right?
That's right. She's just the hardest working woman in America, that's all.
Vacation? What does that word mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means, vacation. I haven't had one for so long. Well, when I do vacation, I like to go to warm places, like Hawaii or Mexico. You want to know another secret? I didn't wash my hair last night. Because it always works better the second day. Right, Renee? Absolutely. The only problem is, I wear a rubber band in my hair because I have it back in a ponytail. So she has to blow out the little crease that the rubber band makes. I'm sure all us women have to worry about that. She picks my hairstyles. I just say, do something fast. Because we only have about 5 or 10 minutes between shows. We do 5 shows a day and 10 minutes between each one. So we have to do things quickly. What's today's? It depends on what I'm wearing for the first show, which I'm not sure what it is.
Is it that black one?
The
black sequin?
Yeah.
With the pearl?
Yeah. A slinky black dress with pearls. Spaghetti straps. So it'll probably be something kind of down.
On any given day, I'll come down and I'll take a look at what we have on the set, what colors are being used out there as far as cars or backdrops, and then we'll pick our wardrobe accordingly because we don't want her to clash with what's set already. I mean, it's easier for me to change an outfit than it is for the stage crew to come in and redo an entire set.
I don't really have a say in the wardrobe. They have several designers that they've had for many, many years, and they have contracts with these designers. And the designers send their clothes to the studio, I wear them, and then they take them away. So I don't get to keep them. Doggone it.
There's not a lot for me to do, to tell you the truth, before the taping actually starts, other than put on a tie. You know, there's nothing to rehearse. I certainly, if I don't know the logistics of the game by now, I should be put in an institution. I basically show up and put on some clothes. That's my primary occupation, and I do it fairly well.
Thank you for sharing this with me. See ya.
Coming up next, E goes behind the green curtain.
Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
Welcome back to E's 30 Minutes Behind the Scenes of Wheel of Fortune. One of the reasons for the game show's enormous success is its accessibility to the masses. Nearly every armchair viewer feels as if they could win. So, how do you get to be one of the chosen contestants and get your shot at winning cash and prizes?
People would think that we'd look for people who just want to jump up and down and scream and, and rip my clothes. Well, maybe that's not a bad idea. But anyway, we've had a few who kind of want to act like a contestant, and that is really get into it and perform. And that's a little too much. I think the people at home, for them, it gets a little bothersome. But you do want some enthusiasm. You want someone who doesn't get annoyed when they hit a bankrupt or pick a letter that's not up there. After all, it is just a game. So you want someone who's personable and enthusiastic and looks like they're having a good time. You certainly don't want someone who sits there and mumbles and doesn't take his turn quickly. So it's just a moderate, it's the same kind of person you'd want playing a game in your parlor. You'd want someone who's having a good time, and that's what we look for.
The first audition, they take a written exam. Then if they pass that, we ask them to stay, and we find out a little bit more about them. If they seem to be relatively comfortable getting up in front of a large group of people, we then play the game with them rather intensely to see what kind of game playing skills they have. We like a contestant that is fun, outgoing, and someone that you would like to see in your living room, because when you turn on the television, these people come into your living room, so that's what we look for.
My job function is to pick and select the contestants that you see on the show. We bring down a pool of contestants, and they're picked at random. And those that get on, get on. Those that don't get on, come back.
Hi, I'm Denise Holmes from Washington, D.C. Watch me this week on Wheel of Fortune on WGLA 7 on your side.
I auditioned last summer. I came out for a friend's wedding, and although I've lived in LA twice, I never auditioned for any game show. And last summer I said, why not? It'll be fun. And I had a great time auditioning, and then I went home and I thought, it'll be a year, 2 years, who knows how long it'll be till I hear from them. And they called in the spring, and I couldn't come out then. And they called this last time, and I thought, I'm in school now. I don't have time. But there isn't a better time between now and graduation, so I said, why not?
The key to the whole game is solving the puzzle by correctly guessing the letters. Even after all these years, each puzzle is still approved by the show's creator, Merv Griffin.
We get them from a lot of different places. We have a research staff. People on the staff contribute to them. We have puzzles that we get from Pat. We get puzzles from Vanna. And Merv Griffin comes up with a lot of the puzzles. He comes up with a lot of the tricky puzzles, especially, and he reviews all of the puzzles.
We actually physically load the puzzle in. And at the studio, it is my job to make sure it's all loaded correctly, that the letters aren't upside down and backwards, and it's all spelled correctly. And I'm here to answer all the questions about puzzles. If Pat needs to know some information, I'm here to answer those questions for him. I make sure all the research is correct, the category placement, the spelling, everything about the puzzles. Myself and Steve Schwartz, who's also a research coordinator, we get it all done.
I can't even go into the room when they're picking the puzzles for the show. I mean, I know what the puzzle is before each round, but when they go, and they're all in sealed envelopes. Every one of them is in every show. They pick packets that are in sealed envelopes. They pick them at random, so no, there can be no cheating. For example, if a doctor's on a show in the puzzle's emergency room, somebody might say, oh, well, he's a doctor, the puzzle is related to him. No. They're all picked at random. You never know what it's going to be.
It's Hangman. It's that little game that everybody played as a kid where you fill in blanks and do that. But you know, it's funny. We forget that we do get new viewers all the time on the show. But I think one of the attractions of the show is you can watch it for about a nanosecond and figure out pretty much how it works.
I have a 12-year-old great-granddaughter who's living with me, and we have a contest to see which of us can figure it out first.
Who usually wins?
She does pretty well.
Now that you're seeing it live, what do you think?
What the heck is London Square?
I like it. I think I'll appreciate it more now that I've seen it live.
I'm here to see Vanna.
Why do you want to see Vanna?
Just to see what she looks like in person.
When I see people on the street, the first thing they usually say is, gosh, you're so much smaller in person. And the other thing I get all the time is, has anyone ever told you you look like a young Vanna White? I'm not sure how to take that.
What do you say to that?
I say, yeah, people have told me that. And then they'll say, well, are you Vanna White? Yeah.
It's game time when Behind the Scenes returns.
Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
Welcome back to E's half-hour Behind the Scenes of Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune shoots 5 shows a day, 3 days at a time. Producing at such a prolific rate requires precision. Host Pat Sajak seems to keep things moving effortlessly.
But I think in any profession, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you have an attorney working for you, it's supposed to look as if he knows the law pretty well and doesn't have to work too hard at it. And once you become aware of that someone's struggling with the logistics of their profession, no matter what it is, you know, you kind of lose faith in them.
Hello, Denise. Denise Holmes from Washington, D.C., that is, an attorney back there, and you're going to school as well? What's that all about?
I've just started school at Johns Hopkins, working on a Master of Public Health, and I'm going to work on health policy.
Ah, terrific. What do you like to do away from all that busy activity? Any time for anything?
A little time. I live to travel. I know how to say I am a student there in 4 languages.
Well, congratulations on that. Maybe we'll have time to hear some of that later. Let's get started now. $1,000 is the top dollar value for our first round. We're playing for cash. And here's our first puzzle. The category is actually...
A nervous contestant can be tricky. A little bit of nervousness is not a bad thing because it kind of gets the adrenaline going and gets them involved in the game and keeps their attention up a little bit. We've had a few people go kind of comatose on us because they've been that nervous. There was a woman one day on our show who was so nervous, I just couldn't kid her out of it. And that's what you try to do. And those little interviews we do at the beginning to find out their bowling average and stuff like that, you do it to kind of try to break that concentration that they have and try to loosen them up a little bit.
I wasn't that nervous. I've been on television before in very limited ways, but I just tried to think I'm looking at the puzzle, I'm playing the game, I'm just looking at the puzzle. The thing that makes it different, which Pat was talking about at one point, is you have, when you're at home, you don't have 2 other people that you're playing against. And when you're at home, you don't have bankrupt and lose a turn to hit. So that makes it a little bit different. But, you know, just try to be calm and, as one puzzle said, hang loose and win.
We've got so many things to show you. Always.
That's right. Well, we had to speak Gale. Is that Gale or Gal? Either or
I don't know what I am. I'm sort of I'm a puppeteer. I'm a traffic cop. I don't know. It's a strange job description. I'm there to be semi-serious. I mean, in any game show, no matter how simple it might be, at any given moment, there are 8 or 10 different factors to be considered and things going on. And my job is to factor all those in and to keep the thing moving while at the same time looking as if I'm just sort of hanging out there and goofing around while these players are playing a game. And that's it.
Both Pat and Vanna have had, when they came to us, their personalities were well defined, and they have really just sort of developed as they feel comfortable. They haven't been encouraged or discouraged or anything. We've really kept our... We've let them do what they feel like doing.
People often ask, well, how do you know there are 4 E's in there so quickly? And there is someone who does know the puzzles who will do, this is a very clever show business ploy. We've thought long and hard about this. Someone says 4 E's, the guy will go to me. That's how I figure that out.
I know the puzzle beforehand, but I will not turn a letter unless it's lit. That way, I don't make the mistake. My mind is totally on the game. It has to be, because I'm so involved with it. I have to be there when they're calling the letters. I don't stray, usually. I'm so involved.
I have to admit, when I started, I thought I would have to fake all that. I'd have to fake the interest in the players and the interest in the game, because I thought it's a game show and I'm a little sophisticated for that. But I have to admit that you get caught up in this stuff and you want these people to do well. And as corny as it sounds, you're in their corner and you want them all. You really like the shows where everybody wins something. And when someone makes a mistake, you really feel for them, because they're under a lot of pressure that viewers at home don't understand. So it's not that difficult to keep it fresh. If I were doing 5 shows a day for every day of the week for the last 10 years, I would probably have turned to a Jell-O pudding by now.
K. Yeah, 1K.
For some reason, it's never boring for me. I always have a different dress on, different hairstyle, there's different puzzles, different prizes. It's always fun. And we don't do it every day, unlike what people think.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Some of this week's contestants may receive all new editions of Wheel of Fortune featuring Vanna White, plus Jeopardy! Featuring Alex Trebek for the 16-bit Super Nintendo Entertainment System and the Sega Genesis System.
We have really good prizes, and that's the way we intend to keep it. Last year, we gave away $6 million in cash and prizes, and this year we will probably give away even more.
We're getting serious about our money here. We played 3 rounds and given away over $26,000 so far. You won $18,200 that round, and we're not finished. We're going to try to get everybody involved in this. Okay, we'll be back in minutes.
How much did you win? I'm not quite sure. About $77,000. I don't know exactly. And that's cash and prizes, not all cash. I got some Rolex watches.
How are you going to spend all this money?
My MasterCard bill, my tuition. I probably will put some of it away. That would be wise. But maybe I should get a new car, maybe a sports car. I don't know. I haven't made any plans.
The most fun is making people happy, seeing the look on their face when they win. It's great. And plus, I'm giving away someone else's money. That's always fun.
Vanna sings when Behind the Scenes returns.
I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why I just do.
Behind the Scenes. Behind the Scenes.
Welcome back to Eve's half-hour Behind the Scenes of Wheel of Fortune. The show recently celebrated its 10th anniversary in prime time with a Beverly Hills gala.
So we had this gala.
Yes, we did.
And we had the winners, contest winners come, we had the station managers come, had a great time at the Beverly Hilton with Merv and the gang. Merv entertained, yes. The Merv Tones entertained, and Vanna White entertained.
Yes.
And we have some of the highlights from that evening, which will include a line or two from your rendition of I Don't Know Why I Love You Like I Do. Ladies and gentlemen, here's some of the entertainment.
It is a first. It is a debut. And it is Vanna White to sing for the first time. Wait till you hear. Come on down and dance. Here's Vanna. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I do. I don't know why, I just do. I don't know why you thrill me like you do. I don't know why you just do.
Without Merv, I wouldn't be here. Merv picked me 10 years ago, over 200 other women. Thank you, Merv.
He's a great, boy, this sounds like I'm sucking up, but he's a great guy to work for because, first of all, he's very involved. I mean, he okays every puzzle. You would think a zillionaire would have better things to do than sit around and make up puzzles, but he does. He loves to get involved, and he writes the music for the show, and he watches every show. But I could count on one hand, literally, the number of times, probably this hand, the number of times he has been to the set during a taping. So while he's very involved, very supportive, he doesn't bother me. Not once in all the years we've been on has he ever called or sent someone to say, Pat, why didn't you do it this way, or why did you say that? And you can't ask for much more than that from the boss.
We thought we'd have a nice 5-year run, but here we are 10 years later. The ratings have never been higher. The revenues have never been higher. Everything about it. It's become now like an American institution. It's taught a generation how to spell, which we get a lot of letters from teachers and stuff. It's probably the biggest giveaway. It's a show that's earned way over $1 billion so far. A simple little half hour that caught on all over the world.
Wheel of Fortune's had many spinners, but Pat and you and I, Merv, we came out winners.
Well, wait till tomorrow. We'll see you then. So long.
Bye-bye.
Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.